Hey you guys, Jeremy from Plastic Fantastic Climbing, and today we are reviewing the new Evolv Ashimas. And I have the lovely Taylor, Zoe, and Kaylee with us, and they were so nice and so wonderful that I asked them to do the review with me and us, and I think we should just get right into it. So, as an overall, who has overall thoughts about them?
I liked them. I had actually recently gotten a pair of shoes before these ones, so I was like climbing in a new pair of shoes and then switched over to these. And these have a more aggressive toe than the ones I was climbing in, but I actually quite liked it because it helped me just to get a little bit more. I'm a newer climber, and so it helped me to progress a little bit more in my climbing. I liked the point of the toe being more aggressive. And
is this like your first aggressive shoe?
Yeah, this is my first aggressive shoe, and I liked it a lot. I did get a few little like blisters on the tops of my feet, but yeah, it overall was a really good shoe. It is a really good shoe.
Is it really? Yeah.
I think when I first got them, I was a little skeptical. I was sort of in the same situation where I had just got a new pair of shoes, and then I was given these, and I was like, okay, we're gonna switch over. Definitely more aggressive. The reason I was sort of skeptical is just they look very like simple and minimal. There wasn't like too much like added designs or anything that I thought was gonna like improve my climbing, but as soon as I put them on, I was immediately impressed by stickiness of rubber. Super sticky in the beginning. I remember I was like doing stemming and like just really intense edging on like slab, and it was like amazing, something I've never experienced before. I also really like that because it's so minimal, I like that it wasn't a super high ankle, which at first I was a little worried that it wasn't going to provide enough support, but it ended up being like this minimal style I really like because it like holds my foot, and I feel like I feel the wall more than I do in other shoes, which is what I found was really like helped me progress my climbing as well. I felt like I climbed stronger in these than my other shoes. And again, like the lace up, something I've never experienced before, and I thought it was awesome. Like you can really control where it's tight. And yeah,
I lace up too.
I like it.
My last pair was
Velcro, right?
And this is much. It just feels tighter.
Yeah.
Hold it in more. I have a really narrow foot, so this for me was like right.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I have like a wider foot, so at first it definitely like caused some blisters, and I'd say they're a little aggravated at this point, but to say the least. But I still climb them. I think like they're still my favorite of all the shoes that I own. And yeah.
Okay.
I would say, well, first overall look, like I think the look of the leather and the rubber is really nice. I think it's fun that she went for a patriotic.
I agree.
I know so many people call it out, and they're like, I love the way your shoes look.
Yeah, I've got a few people like, where'd you get patriotic shoes?
Same.
Yeah, same thing. I'm usually used to having Velcro shoes, so this is kind of my first time. I mean, I've had lace-ups like years ago. This is my first time in a while, which it was nice because you got to, I think, just same thing, like loosen them, tighten them, pick where you want them to fit you the best. They are aggressive, which is nice. I think not as aggressive. I've had some shoes that are more aggressive, but I think I actually really liked them while I was sport climbing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody else sport climb?
I did. No, actually no. I just did rope.
Yeah. But yeah, so I did like that you can do ropes and boulder with them. I think I like them better for the ropes. But I think too that because there's a lot of leather, it was room to stretch, and I think since you're on the ropes for longer too, I think it was nice that it like made it convenient to be able to climb for a long amount of time and have them be comfortable. But yeah, I felt right here though, they were a bit tight on me, I would say.
And then narrow, normal, wide, like what kind of?
They're definitely narrow shoes. I have like I think a wider, just because like that bunion sort of spot, and it definitely like poked in right there.
My foot is narrow, and they still for me were tight, like in the front part.
But it's only right here that's tight because I mean the heel was great. I felt like my heel was very secure in them, which was nice because I've had a few shoes where my heel seemed to pop out, but they were very comfortable on the heel. But my only issue was like right here.
And what's interesting is as much as I was uncomfortable, I felt like it was still nice to have the compression on your toes because it like
You
forced
knew they
your
were
feet.
coming off.
Yeah, it forced
They
your
weren't
feet to be
moving.
like strong on the rock. Like when you could like feel yourself pressing on the rock, and it just like helped compress
Yeah.
everything to be stronger.
The material is sturdy, but it's also kind of thin. Like
Mhm.
you said,
It's
you
super
can
thin,
feel
you can feel
the
everything.
rock, which was nice because sometimes you put on a shoe and it's like a hoof. This was a little bit more like a second skin. Like
Mhm.
it was a little thinner, which I like.
Yeah, I really like that as well.
So usually during reviews, like I go over like this checklist. I'm like, oh, let's talk about this. Let's talk. And you guys are like hitting them. So just for the viewers out there, let's just do like a really quick review. So performance-wise, we feel like they're great.
Yes.
How about in terms of fit? So narrow, wide,
You have wide.
normal, or what?
Slightly wide.
Slightly wide.
Normal wide.
And so here's the thing that I always think about is that like Ashima is like a 15-year-old Japanese like
Prodigy.
prodigy. I was gonna
Yes.
say like when you think of like small little Japanese women, that's what I think about like these shoes. Like her feet must be like super super narrow
Right.
because
They
these
probably
were
fit her
designed for
amazing.
For her, exactly. Yeah.
They were designed for her, and so I think that if you're thinking about like how they're gonna fit,
Think about that.
think
Yeah.
about that. If you feel like you're like this little, not that you have to be little or minuscule, but if your foot
Mhm.
is like narrow and what?
I was gonna say, like, I definitely don't think they're like the every person's shoe. Like, I don't think they're like if someone's looking for their first starter shoe, that you'd go to this. I think you'd go to the one of like the more popular brands, or like not brands, but one of the more popular like styles. But this is definitely for someone who's been climbing for a while and like wants to try something a little more aggressive. That's like simple. It's not. There's not like the extra add-ons. It's like thin. You can feel the wall, and
It was perfect.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
tight.
so I think that's like one of the things that people really like to talk about is, okay, so I've been wearing X for a while. I'm getting better. I need a shoe to transition into harder stuff, harder climbing, blah, 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 blah. Is this
I think
it?
that's a great
Yeah.
shoe for wanting to, you know, take the
Climb
next
harder.
step into climbing harder.
I remember, did any of you guys climb in the 510 Dragons? Because this is what I think like that is. So if you guys don't know, like 510 had this great shoe, which was kind of like this. It was a little bit narrow, it was lace up. Most people got them super, super tight, and they just didn't lace them up, and then that's how they made them fit.
I didn't lace them when I first got them
I feel like
for a while.
Yeah.
Because they fit really snug.
Yeah. My point being is that I feel like this resembles that, but in terms of fit, how did you guys do in terms of sizing?
I had to go up the size.
And then you were normally a...
So I'm 7.5 in regular shoes, and I think you originally had got me, I think it was a 7. Because typically in climbing shoes you want them pretty tight.
Yeah.
But then I ended up having to go up to, I think the one that I got was an 8.
It was
Ended
an
up
8.
going a full like step up from what you originally got me.
And then how about you guys?
My foot street shoe is like 6.5 to 7, depending on the shoe, and I'm wearing a size 6, and they were definitely tight and a little uncomfortable in the beginning, but I'm happy I went with that size just for the snugness. I tried on the 6.5, and I felt like it was loose in a few spots, so I was happy to size down a half size.
Break-in period?
Probably like, I feel like I'm still breaking it. No, no,
That's fine.
they're
like,
definitely
right?
loose now. Like they've definitely broken in now. I'd probably say like 5 climbing sessions, like solid sessions.
Yeah, I'm a street size 7. I'm wearing a 6.5. I almost feel like I could still go up half size and wear my street size and just go for a 7. But then I'm so used to wearing painful shoes anyway that.
Do you feel like they need to? Like, so you don't feel
I
like...
did. My lashes were so tight and so uncomfortable for me that like they never, like I broke them in, but they just were, I think they were just a half size too small. So when you got me mine, and I tried them on, I was like, I'm not doing this again. And I went up the half size, and they're perfect. Like my toe is still curled. I still have the aggressive like grip with it, and it's painful, but not like this really.
So you feel like even if you bump up a size, that you're still getting the performance out of it.
Yeah, I am.
Because they're just narrow and tighter shoes in the first place, so I think you can like wear your street shoe size and still have it be like tight and you can climb well.
Yeah.
Because I never tried on a 7 in these, but I feel like if I did, I think they'd still be pretty tight on me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What am I missing? So we talked about fit, we talked about performance, we obviously talked about style, right? How about last words? Any last words? What did you, when you were climbing, where did you think they performed the best? Did you like overhang, slabs?
Yeah.
Where?
For me, I mean, I like doing the more like technical slab climb. Totally amazing on that. Like I said, sticky, help with my stemming and like back steps. I also really like, because you can feel the wall so much and because the rubber is really aggressive and sticky, it really helped on my overhang climbs because I could really like press hard into like the toe to like be able to reach for your arms and like keep your core tight. And I thought that like these
toe
definitely
down
helped
was
with that.
really
Yeah, like the toe down was awesome.
Taylor?
I haven't been doing much overhang because of an injury, so I've just been doing slab, and they've been amazing for that. And the bouldering too, like you said, they're good for ropes and for bouldering. I use them for both. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the toe down is great on them. And I think that, yeah, even just like rocking over on the foot, just because there is that nice arch, it's great. Yeah, I mean, slab,
This
I
extra
enjoy it
really
around.
is
I mean, I love climbing
The toe.
slab anyway, so.
Which piece is nice?
this is nice to have that little extra there.
So I have that on like another shoe, and I always
I use
love
it.
that. Yeah, I use it all the time.
Same.
It's comes in very handy. Have that extra piece of
Yeah, my other ones didn't have that, and now that I have it, I'm like, oh, that's how like a
Yeah.
toe hook is supposed to feel.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that's covering it. How about, do you guys have any other last words?
Wish I got as strong as Ashima was.
Oh yeah, me too.
When
Right?
I put on the shoe, I become her.
All right. So as you guys know, we love when you guys ask questions. So if you guys have questions for us or each of them, just write in the comments. We will get to them as soon as we can. And I hope that you guys really love this. Follow. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a button somewhere, so just kind of press that button. Like us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, like this video. We are all about communication, so if you guys want to talk to us, please do. Again, I want to thank Kaylee, Zoe, and Taylor for helping us out. Jeremy from Plastic Fantastic Climbing, thanks again for watching, you guys. And we are going to say
Goodbye. Thank you.
bye, you guys.
Climb on.
Yes. Slam up.
Perfect, you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the one-hit wonder. Yeah, I'll totally do that.